We watched the co-main event as well, Ken Song versus Max Griffin. Now, I actually really enjoyed this fight because it caught my attention right off the bat when straight away they started swinging. The two came out swinging straight away. Now, Ken Song, he comes from a very good taekwondo background, so he was throwing some really quick side kicks, some really quick leg kicks as well.
I thought he was personally winning the round. I thought he was winning the round at the start. I thought he was connecting with the cleaner shots, but Griffin just caught him.
Yeah, Griffin just caught him with that right hand, and then what he's got. Sorry,
just followed up after. There was a questionable hit afterwards to the back of the head when he was slumped down.
That was the one. Sorry, that was the thing I was going to ask you. So he just caught him with that right hand up. So he caught him with a right hand against the cage. Then Keenan backed up against the cage, and then he hit him with another couple of swings. And as he was going down, he sort of like hit him again in the back of the head, and then Keenan was kind of out. It just caught him off guard, but Max Griffin, he just rushed at him. He had such an aggressive style.
He even tried to take him down, but no, like Keenan Song has pretty good takedown defense, and he managed to get out of there.
Yeah, and well, a lot of I think Max was a bit of a betting favorite, but not by much. I mean, he's definitely up and coming now, but the thing is, I want to count out Song too early. He's got an extensive.
I thought he looked very good.
Yeah, he was fast. His kicks were so fast. One thing that's becoming I have a lot of respect for is just a side kick, like from the orthodox stance, rather than having to swing for a roundhouse, just pick up that front leg. Because normally when you see guys who are taekwondo or karate fighters, is they like usually go for that wide leg horse stance and try and stand a little bit upright, so they got a little bit of even weight disproportion between two feet, and then sort of bounce around, so they can swing off that front leg or swing off that back leg, rather than if it was a Thai stance, they normally have it upright on the back leg and just bounce that front foot. So that's why. And Keenan, I was like, well, if he catches Max with one of those kicks, he would have probably could have ended the fight there. But the other thing was the aggression from both sides. They didn't normally, when we watch those fights, some fighters they star.
There was no feeling out.
There was no feeling out. There was absolutely no feeling out. Max just went, right, let's go.
Yeah,
I like his.
He was very comfortable in the chaos. I would say he was very calm and composed. I think Song, he hadn't fought in a year.
Yeah.
His last fight was Callum Potter, although he did KO him. That was back in February of last year, right?
Yeah.
A year is a long time for an MMA fighter. A really long time. And I think he didn't look as comfortable in the chaos as Max Griffin.
Yeah, Max, it's a scary thing to want to trade hands, because all it takes is one punch to take you down, and then especially right off the first round when you're both fresh and you have a lot of energy. So really all it takes is one. You see them swinging at the end when their the power has just gone, sort of just died a little bit, so there's not going to do as much damage and trying more points. But the fact that both wanted to just stand and trade right in the center of the octagon, they didn't even touch fists, they just went bang right into each other.
I know you mentioned the side kick, and I think it was definitely something that was working against Griffin. Because Griffin likes to cut distance really quickly, and he does really well when he pressures you up in the cage. And that's what he did to Song, and then knocked him out. That last shot was questionable to the back of the head. However, I would already say that Song was already out. Then when he slumped down, Griffin managed to get one more shot. Unfortunately, it did go to the back of the head, but he was already out, and the ref really should have stepped in at that point anyway. I wouldn't say it's Griffin's fault. It's essentially, it's a moving target, and you may not hit the right spot. I know you mentioned the side kick, and I think the side kick definitely was working at the start, though. It was really good for controlling range. Anytime for a Taekwondo fighter, they really do love to use that front leg side kick, just because even a front leg push kick as well, it's essentially just an intercepting kick. You don't have to. It's less telegraphed than a rear roundhouse kick or something like that. They can come to you, and you can catch them with that front leg very easily. And all you have to do is just pop that out, hit them in the solar plexus, and it will have a lot more power than a body kick. Now, it won't be as powerful as a skipping side kick or a rear side kick. However, it's not telegraphed. It's nice and quick, and it's able to control range really quickly. Your legs are your longest limb, and it's a really smart move with some of these Taekwondo fighters that come from South Korea. Really, really smart move, and they do use it in karate as well. Like the Wonderboy Thompson, uses the but he often uses it in a sliding or skipping side kick as an attacking form. Yeah.
Also to knock him off balance as well. He's known for that. He's known for when they try and throw a punch at him and they put too much weight on that back foot, the front foot, he just hits with that side kick and they just usually go knockdown.
I would argue that Song was winning those exchanges, right, until Griffin hit him.
Yes.
And unfortunately for Song, but fortunately for Griffin, he knocked him out. He knocked him out really, really clean. One of those shots definitely stumbled him back. And Song was, moving back, connected again, boom, the lights were out. Managed to get another shot in after it's a questionable shot to the back of the head. But Griffin did what he was supposed to do. I think it was the first round, maybe a minute 33 or something like that.
It was 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the first round.
2 minutes and 20 seconds, sorry.
Yeah. What is it? Max Griffin just rebounded off his loss to Alex Oliveira.
He was on a 2-fight losing. No. I think he had another. No. He didn't. He didn't rebound off a loss because he had a loss. He had 2 losses. One to Alex Moreira,
and the other one was to Thiago Alves.
And to Alex Oliveira, he lost to. But no, his last fight was a win.
Yeah, his last fight was a win over... No, his last fight before that was Alex Oliveira. That was a decision.
His last fight was Ramirez.
Ramirez Brahimaj.
No, his last fight was against Ramirez Brahimaj last year. It was on the Santos Teixeira card. Do you remember?
Yeah.
By Dr. Stoppage.
Yeah, Ramirez Brahimaj. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one he won in November 8th. Oh, yeah, sorry. I have my dates mixed up, but he lost to Alex Oliveira at the beginning of last year.
Yeah. So this is him starting to start that climb again. He was on a 2-fight losing skid, then won against Ramirez last year, and now he's on a 2-fight win streak. Unfortunately for Griffin, he seems to have the issue with sustaining a win streak. This is the first time he's been on a 2-fight win streak in quite a few years, and to be honest, he's just been set up with some tough fighters. He really has. He's been set up against Thiago Alves, who's a UFC vet, Curtis Melenda, as well as he's been set up against a lot of tough individuals, and that's made it a little bit difficult for him to steam forward. Like in the UFC, he hasn't been on a 2-fight win streak ever.
Yeah.
So this is the first time he's ever had a 2-fight win streak, and now I think he's looking for higher and higher fighters in terms of ranking.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pressure to maintain a win streak.
It is. Now, Griffin, he's about 37, 38, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a little bit older as a UFC vet, but he's got to continue to obviously make money for his family. Now, I do not know who should fight next because unfortunately, it's difficult to look at the rankings that are outside the top 15.
Yeah, well, it's just the welterweight divisions. I would say in terms of what's stacked, I would say number 1, lightweight division. Number 2 is welterweight division because there's just there's so much star power now. It's just...
yeah. Sorry, he's 35. He's 35.